So students, again a brief revision. We have three equations of motion, and now we are transforming three equations of motion. We use them in horizontal motion. Now we are using them in vertical motion. So in vertical motion, acceleration will be replaced by g, acceleration due to gravity, special symbol. We are using g. So v is equals to u plus gt, h is equals to ut plus half gt square, and v square minus u square is equals to 2gh. So replacing a with g and s displacement with h. So h is the displacement, vertical displacement. We have other formulas also, like average velocity is equals to u plus v divided by 2, and displacement is given by this average velocity into time. Students, all these five equations we can only use when the acceleration is constant. So we derived these equations with the assumption. So we should always keep in mind while using the formula. So whatever the assumptions we have taken to derive these formulas, they will be applicable. Now suppose ball is dropped. So ball is dropped, so direction of motion is downward. So direction of motion is downward. So I'm taking the direction as positive direction. Now look at your vectors, like acceleration, that is downward, so downward direction is positive, so it will be positive. Your velocity, final velocity, downward, positive. So here putting as the ball was dropped, so initial velocity is 0. So in this equation put u equals to 0. So we get v is equals to gt, h is equals to half gt square, and v square is equals to 2gh. So putting u equals to 0, or you can write v is equals to 1 to the root 2gh. Same are the equations for these equations are whether for the vertical motion, ball is dropped from the initial velocity was 0, or it can be in the horizontal motion also. Body starts from rest, velocity will be given by at, final velocity, or under the 2gs, or the distance will be given by half at square. Now second case, ball is thrown upward. So now the direction of motion is upward. So direction of motion I take as positive. So upward direction is positive. So now let us see your vectors where they are. So initial velocity is in upward direction. So it will be treated positive. Now g is always downward. So but downward direction I have taken negative this time, because upward direction is positive direction of motion, initial motion. So this will be negative. So now for this case, g will be negative throughout the motion. Acceleration is constant, student. Acceleration is constant. So g, this is constant. It doesn't matter. You start the ball from here. This is point A. This is point B. Height, and suppose it goes back to point A, or goes back to C. Suppose if you have thrown it from some tower. So this ground is suppose here. So it will suppose come back. The point I want to say is, whenever the ball is in air, whether it is moving up, whether it is moving down, whether it is at rest for a moment, because at maximum height velocity will be 0. All these times acceleration is constant, and that acceleration here in this case is minus g. So is this clear? So acceleration remains constant. Even this is a special case. Even at maximum height, velocity will be 0. But will the acceleration be 0? No. Acceleration will be there. And that is why, because acceleration is there. If there is no acceleration and body is stopped over there, and acceleration is 0, so body will remain at rest. So body start coming down because there was acceleration. Why there was acceleration? Because always F is equals to ma, the gravitational force, and the special word we write for force is weight. So gravitational force, weight is the gravitational force, and m into g. So always whenever body is in air, the force is acting on it, and that is why there will always be g. So it doesn't matter the means body is going up, down, or at rest. Is this clear concept?
Yes, sir.
So so that is why, because acceleration is constant and we are using these equations. So now when the ball is thrown upward, so what will happen to these equations of motion? When the ball is thrown upward, final velocity will be 0. So final velocity is 0. Your acceleration will be equals to minus g. So put v equals to 0 and g will be negative. So you get this equation, u minus gt is equals to 0. So u is equals to gt. That will be the initial velocity. So if I want particular time, that I want this time of the flight, so you know the initial velocity, you can tell the time of the flight. You know the time of the flight, you can tell the initial velocity, because g is constant. So t is equals to u by g. So this is a time taken by this ball. Suppose I have thrown this ball upward. So this is a time taken by the ball to go up. Now it will come back to the same point. So that's the time of descent. So time of ascent will obviously be equal to time of descent. And time is a scalar quantity. So no plus minus sign. So what will be the total time of the flight? Flight means when the ball was in air. Okay. So total time when the ball was in air. That's your time of flight. So that's TF. So time of ascent plus time of descent. So 2 into u by g, or u by g plus u by g. So that's the time of the flight. Now second formula, this displacement means the maximum height will be equals to displacement in upward direction. So the maximum height we are calculating because we are taking v equals to 0. So this. So here v is, you can see students in this formula, this see, every formula has its own use. Every tool has its own use. Look at this formula. This formula has no role of v. So this h is the displacement. You simply put the value of t. You simply put the value of u. So only g is constant, right? So put the value of u and t, and this will tell you where the ball will be. Will it be how much the ball will be from the initial position? If h is positive, it means it's the upward direction. It's upward. If h is negative, it means it's downward. So this formula is of great use. Okay? Got my point? So each formula is of, great use actually. Brilliant formulas. So we have brilliant tools, but we must know how to use them. Okay, got this second point. Now third formula. So v is equals to 0, z is negative. So we get minus u square is equals to 2 into minus. So negative cancels out, u square is equals to 2gh, and this is the maximum height. So this was the time of the flight and this is the height. So both depends on u. And students, I'm discussing another important thing with you is that you have derived this formula by considering g as negative. So always you have to put in these formulas, whether they are these formulas or these formulas, upward or downward. So if you are using these shortcut formulas, you have always take g as negative, because g as negative we have taken. So that is why I put g is equals to plus 9.8, because negative impact we have taken when the ball is thrown upward. And here the g was already positive because motion was downward, and downward motion direction we have taken positive. So in all these formulas you will be taking g as plus 9.8, and if it is given 10, so take 10. So time of the flight and the maximum height. So this time of the flight, this formula 2u by g is the time of the flight, and this maximum height, they are derived considering g as negative. So put g is equals to plus 9.8 meter per second square in these formulas. Now students, see, some of the time we get confused, this maximum height, time of the flight. Okay, see, we can verify whether our formula is correct or incorrect. Look at the units. This h is equals to maximum height is equals to u square by 2g. So what are the units this side? H is meters. What are the units this side? U square, meter per second square, meter per second velocity. So square of it divided by G, meter per second square. So you will get in the numerator meter square second minus meter square per second square, and it's meter per second square. So second square cancel out, meter cancel out, and you get meters. So units are same on both sides. Okay, so this is the first thing. Second thing is that you will have two. So two will always be there, like this two will be numerator and denominator. So it's better, you know, the time of the flight, you are multiplying it with twice the time. So this is easy to remember. So you can start remembering with this formula. Quite easy. U is equals to GT. So twice. So 2 will be here. Okay. Now in the next formula, you know that, and here also you can check. Time of the flight is equals to 2U by G. So here the time is in seconds. This side LHS, and C units over here, meter per second divided by meter per second square. So this meter per second, and here you will left with per second. So per second will become second. So units are same on both sides. So student, this is the way how to verify whether the formula you have written is correct or incorrect. So you can always try the formula. This dimensional analysis. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So just remember that here we need U square because we need H, so we need to cancel out the second square, which is with the acceleration. So U by G, yes, U by G is there, but here we need square, and here it is multiplied with 2, so here it is. So, or you can simply derive this formula. So anyway, students, but these formulas are very, very important, and we are going to use these formulas only in the questions because we want speed. And we want to do the JEE questions on, because we will get only 1 minute. So no time to derive the formulas, nothing. So, okay, shall we move forward now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So students, now let us do a question. A ball is thrown up, is caught by the thrower after 4 seconds. So ball is thrown up. So obviously ball will go up and come down. So it's in 4 seconds. Okay. How high did it go? So we have to tell. So 4 seconds is the time of the flight, right? So how high will it go? With what velocity it was thrown? How far was it below the highest point after 3 seconds? So here the time, so time is 3 seconds. So how far below the highest point? So this height we need to tell. So this H maximum, you can write this as capital H. You can write this one. You can write this one as capital H and this one as small h. Okay. So these are the 3 things that you need to tell. Okay. Yes, students. Time of the flight, you have just written. What is time of the flight? 2U by G. So you can directly find U from here. So time of the flight is 4 seconds. 4 seconds is equals to 2U and G 9.8. So this comes out to be, this 2 seconds, right? So even if you don't write S, it's all right. So you get U is equals to 19.6 meter per second. Now what will be the height? So H maximum, and you know the maximum height, the formula is U square by 2G. So you know the value of U. So 19.6 into 19.6 divided by 2 into 9.8. So 2 into 9, but that's 9. So height will be 19.6 meter. Now what's the third thing? How much distance it has traveled? That also you know. So So here you can take the case, second case. So these are the formulas of the case when the ball is thrown upward. Now you can take this case here for the small h, ball is thrown downward. And for that we know the formula. So what's that formula? Remember students, h is equals to half gt square, right? Because u is equals to 0. So you have to tell, so here 2 seconds was the time of the flight upward and 2 seconds will be the time of the flight downward. So 1 second, right? 2 second up and 1 second here. So total 3 seconds. So half gt square. So h is equals to half into 9.8 into 1 square. So that's 4.9 meter. So all the three we have calculated. And if you want to calculate, like I told you, very brilliant formula. First formula you have used, this was the third formula, and you want to use the second formula, students. That is h is equals to ut minus half gt square. I told you that it will tell you where your body is. Okay. So your motion starts from here. So and we have taken this as upward motion, right? So where will be the, so this h is the displacement, right? So so this h will tell you if it is positive, it's upward from this origin, and if it is negative, it is downward from this. So let us find this h's. So h is equals to, what's your u? U is equals to 19.6 and time is 3 minus half into 9.8, time is 3. So that will be equals to, so 19.6 multiply 3. So 60 minus 0.6, that's 59.4, right? Minus, this is 4.9 into, or you can find actually this 9.8 into 9. What is 9.8 into 9? याद हो जाना चाहिए ये. Or you can simply find, okay, it will be easier. So 9 5 the 45 minus 0.9. Yes, 49.1, right? So what do you get from here? There's some problem. Height. No. Okay, you are getting the right answer. So what's the height?
10.3 meters.
10? No. 10.3.
Yes, sir.
So there is supposed to be some issue. It is supposed to be because the total height is 19.6.
Sir, that will be 44.1.
Yes, here it is 44.1. 9 5 the 45 na, so 45 minus 0.9, 44.1. So this comes out to be yes. $15.3, right? No?
Yes, sir.
Still it is not working. See, total is 9.6. This is 4.9. We have just calculated. So it is supposed to be 19.6 minus 4.9. So 7 and 14.7 it is supposed to be. What's the mistake we have done?
Then in place of 59.4, it comes 58.8.
Yes, right. Right, because 3 4 the 12, so 1.2 actually we need to subtract. We have subtracted only 0.6, so 1.2. So 60 minus 1.2 is 58.8, right? So because I know the answer already, it is supposed to be. See, look at the beauty. I told you, students. See, here the sign is plus, right? So plus means upward. And how much upward? From the beginning, it's 14.7 meter upward. So now you have to tell the how much it is from the down. So you have to subtract it. So this you can call it this you can call it h dash, because that you have as h and this as capital H you have taken. So this is your h dash. So h will be equals to h minus h dash. So h is 19.6 and this is displaced 14.7 meter. After 3 seconds it is displaced by this much. So 19.6 minus 14.7, so you will get the upward means how much is it from the top. So that's 4.9 meter. So that's the same 4.9 meter. So that is why I was telling you students that we will be using these formulas. So here also it told you the location. So if the question was how much is it from the bottom, so then it's better to use this question. Still, if how far it is from the bottom, you can use from this also. This minus this will tell you. Okay, students. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ayush, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Naman,
Yes, sir.
Ashwin.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And rest of the students are also okay?
Yes.
Good. So shall we do the next question, students?
Yes.
So next question. A balloon. So this is a balloon is ascending with the rate of 9.8 meter per second. So see the question. It is ascending at the rate of 9.8 meter per second. So obviously ascending at the rate. So whose units? Some of the time it is not given whether it is velocity or what it is. So just by looking at the units, you can tell that yes, this is the units of velocity. So it is moving at the rate of 9.8 meter per second at a height of 39.2 meter above the ground. So this balloon was at a height of 39.2 meters and it was moving up. And when it was moving up, a food packet was dropped. So packet dropped from the balloon. After how much time and with what velocity? So you have to tell the final velocity when it was touching the ground and how much will be the time taken. So these are the two things you have to find, students. Now here you have to see that, see what's the, see when this, let us forget everything. Let us make a free body diagram which has only the packet, because we are studying what we are studying. We are studying only packet. So this is your packet, okay? So whatever you are studying, just draw that as point, okay? Now, this at this point, the packet was going up with a velocity of 9.8 meter per second. Yes?
Yes, sir.
See, your packet and balloon are not separate. Packet and balloon were together. So the velocity with which the balloon was moving, with the same velocity, packet was also moving. Okay? But the only thing is that as you have removed the packet from the balloon, so balloon will still keep on going up. But this, as the ball is outside the balloon now, so first of all, it will only come down when its velocity will be 0. So its velocity will be 0 here, and then it will come down to earth. Is this question clear? Yes? So which case is it, students? Is this the case of ball dropped or ball thrown upward? Which case is it? Yes. What do you say? Which case is it? Ayush. Ball thrown upward or dropped? Upward motion, downward motion. Simple thing. Yes.
Sir, firstly, upward facing it attain velocity of
There are only two things. As the motion start, is it upward or is it downward? Naman,
Sir, upward.
Yashasvi,
Sir, upward.
निशांत.
starting में upward और फिर down.
अरे बाद का किसे पता है बेटा? बाद का नहीं पता किसी को. स्टार्टिंग की बात है हमेशा. डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड. ओके श्रेया.
Sir, I also think upward.
रिशु. Yes, your voice is not audible, Rishu. Not audible. It's clearly see that the motion is in upward direction in the beginning. So motion is in upward direction. So this is the case of just like throwing up. So yes, so this is upward motion in the beginning. You are not supposed to worry about what happens after some time, because the assumptions that we have taken are upward motion or downward motion as the motion starts. So the direction of motion will take as positive. Okay? And the downward direction will taking as negative. So we have the strategy, and we are going to handle each and every question with the strategy that we have formed. We are not going to be wavered by the question or okay, if something is written in the book this way, that way. No, we have one strategy and we are going to follow that strategy only. So upward motion in the beginning, so upward action as positive, downward action. So what is the initial velocity here, students?
9.8.
Plus 9.8 meter per second. Okay, now what you have to find? You have to find the final velocity. Okay, you have to tell the time when this final velocity was. So what are the formulas you have? So you have three formulas, right? So these are the three formulas. So which formula you are going to use here? Yes. What do you know? Yes, tell me. Huh?
Sir, to find time, we will apply
See.
equal to u by t.
See, time, what the time will tell you. If you are finding time, okay, what the time is tell. See, you have three formulas, right? Let us write the formulas. You have the first formula. Time of flight is equals to u by g. You have second formula. S is equals to ut minus half gt square. You have the third formula. So, and that is v is equals to time of the flight, and then the third formula is again of h maximum, that will be equals to u square by 2g, right? And if you want to write full time of the flight, that will be 2u by g. So these are the formulas you have. Okay, fine. So if you are finding if you are using this time of the flight, so it will only tell you that this is the time taken from upward, and this is the time taken from here. So it's not going to help us. So what else is given to you? This. So you are finding this velocity and time when the displacement is equals to minus 39.2 meter. Got it, students? Is this clear to everyone? Upward action is positive, downward is negative. If the displacement is downward, Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So which formula you will be using? First, second, or third? I told you the beauty of the second formula. Yes. So obviously you have H. Okay. You know U. You know H. You know G. You can find the time. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us use this formula. So minus 39.2 is equals to U is 9.8 into T minus half into 9.8 into T square. Okay. So what do you get, students? Solve it out. Come on. That's 4.9. Or what you can do is 9.8. Cancel out 9.8, 9.8, and this is 4. You know it. Right. So what do you get? Minus 8 is equals to T, 2T minus T square. So you get a quadratic equation. What is it? T square minus 2T minus 8 is equals to 0. Come on. T minus 4 and T plus 2 equals to 0. So T cannot be negative. So T is equals to 4 seconds. So students, that's the total time of the flight. Now we have to tell the velocity with which it reaches the ground. So none of these formula is actually telling you the velocity. Because here time of the flight, we have taken V is equals to 0 in this case, right? So let us use the formula V is equals to U plus AT. Okay, V is equal to U plus AT. Now you know that G here is downward. Here you have already taken the effect of G negative in this formula, right? So this will be the fourth formula that you will be needing in this case. V is equals to U. You can write it as V is equals to U minus GT if you are taking G as 9.8. Okay, students? Got it?
Yes.
So fourth formula. So this was your second formula. This is your fourth formula. So V is equals to U minus GT. So V is equals to, what is U? Plus 9.8 minus 9.8 into 4. So this will comes out to be simply 10 3 the 30 minus 0.6, 29.4. Students, ये याद हो जाने चाहिए आपको. Okay. So this is minus 9.4 meter. That's absolutely correct. Because this negative tells you the direction. So in case of all the vectors, so what are the vector quantities? Displacement. Here you have taken it as height. This G, this U, this V. All are vector quantities. So whenever you will be writing the vector quantities in one dimension motion in a straight line. So you have taken one direction as positive and this direction as negative. In vertical, one direction as positive and the direction as negative. Okay. So this is your direction and this is your magnitude, meter per second. Is this clear to everyone? Here also, this was your direction we have taken, that it is displacement downward, and this is the magnitude we have taken. Is this clear? Only G we have already taken while deriving this formula as minus G. So A we have already taken. A is equals to minus G while deriving this formula. So always put in these four formulas. G is equals to 9.8 plus 9.8 meter per second square. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So students, attempt the question the way I am telling you. But see, there is difference between your means like you will be in your normal classes. So there you are not supposed to, you are supposed to be with the class. Okay, next question. Now, a food packet is released from a helicopter. So we have helicopter this time, which is rising steadily at 2 meter per second. After 2 seconds, what will be the velocity of packet? Second point, how far is the packet below the helicopter? Okay, got the question? So again, what case is this? Where's the direction of motion in the beginning? So this is your packet.
सर यहाँ पर तो वो है ना कांस्टेंट हाइट होगी क्योंकि सर हेलीकॉप्टर ऑलरेडी ऊपर से जा चुका है.
Yes.
ओके सर क्लियर. अपवर्ड एंड देन डाउनवर्ड.
See, it is the same way we are going to do it as we have done the last question. Okay, so instead of balloon we have helicopter here. So replace balloon with helicopter, the question will remain same. Okay,
यस सर.
so don't consider the helicopter and packet as separate thing. If helicopter is rising steadily, it means packet is rising steadily. And now when you have released means now there is no contact between the helicopter and the packet. So now the only force acting on it is the force of gravity. So now that's the only net force acting on it. Now it is all by its own. Okay. So direction of motion, first of all, always we have to see direction of motion. We always take this direction as positive, which is the direction of motion. Now let us see what the vectors are. So direction of motion u will be positive, of course, 2 meter per second. Right, we have to find, time is given to us this time, 2 seconds. So what will be the velocity? So simple, v is equals to u minus gt, the fourth formula that we have just written. So v is equals to 2 minus 9.8 into 2. So v is equals to 2 minus 19.6 and v is equals to minus 17.6 meter per second. So what does this mean? It means the magnitude is 17.6 meter per second and direction is negative. So it means after 2 seconds, this packet is moving down with the velocity of 17.6 meter per second. Is this clear? So you must know the interpretation of the answer also. Got it? Second part, how far is the packet below the helicopter? So that's the beauty of the second equation. So this is the fourth equation that we used. See, S is equals to ut minus half gt square. So you need not to worry where the packet is going. This is just the displacement from the original position it is telling you. So that is equals to u is 2 into time is 2 minus half into 9.8 into t square. So this comes out to be 2 into 2, 4, minus this 1 2 will cancel out, so only 1 will left. That's 19.6. So 4 minus 19.6 is minus.
15.6.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. So that was where the packet was released. Okay. So packet was released from here, and from here the upward motion started. So that was your origin. So now from the origin, the displacement is this is the magnitude. How much is it away from the origin? And this is the direction. So it is in negative direction. So move in negative direction. How much you need to move? 15.6. So minus 15.6. So that's the packet is. So that's the position of the packet. Okay.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Let us do another question. Students, don't do these questions from any book. You can do as many questions as you can, as you practice, but don't see the solutions from the book, because every person, every book, everyone has its own way of doing the problems, of solving the problems. But the way I am telling you is one of the best ways. Okay, chalo. And now you are completely understanding what we are doing. Let us do another question. Shall we move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So a parachute. So we have a parachute this time. Okay, balloon we have done. Helicopter we have done. So parachute this time. So a parachutist bails out. So not a packet is coming out this time. Okay. A parachutist is coming out from an aeroplane. Coming out from an aeroplane. Coming out from an aeroplane. And after dropping through a distance 40 meters, through a distance of 40 meters, he opens the parachute. He opens the parachute and declarates at 2 meters per second. Students, as the class is over, still you need to wait. I want to tell you something. Okay, so don't leave the class even after the class is over. So he opens the parachute and declarates at 2 meters per second meter per second square. If he reaches the ground with a speed of 2 meters per second, how long is he in the air? At what height did he bail out from plane? Okay, did he bail out from the plane? So that's your question. So always make the figure. So that's your parachutist. Now the aeroplane is now moving in this direction. Okay, and nothing is told you about the aeroplane. Is it moving up? Is it moving this way, that way? No. Okay, you can assume the aeroplane in this case as stationary. Nothing is given to you here. Yes. So what is the assumption you will be taking?
That aeroplane is moving in a straight line. Horizontally.
Is it written that aeroplane is moving in a straight line?
No, sir.
Is the velocity of aeroplane is given to you? Then aeroplane normally moves, so but here these questions are not the real questions related with real life. So here some of the time we just get frictional question. So here the assumption is, you can clearly see in the question, nothing is told about the aeroplane. So here you can assume, so instead of aeroplane, I think this question should have helicopter, because helicopter can be stationary in air. But see students, even if the aeroplane is moving in this direction, still you will get the same answer, irrespective of the velocity with which the aeroplane is moving. So brilliant question. If we take it as aeroplane and we take it as helicopter, that's a very good question. So take it as aeroplane, take it as helicopter, you will get the same answer. Very good question, students. Sir, what does this mean? It means two cases are there. If you are taking helicopter and it is stationary, so it will come, it will be used as dropped and u will be 0. So very good question, students. Try to understand this. This is a very good question. So now aeroplane is moving in this direction. So this direction of velocity will be taking in x direction. So this direction is y direction. And we are studying vertical motion. So if it is from the helicopter, it will come straight down. But if it is from the aeroplane, this will be the trajectory. So trajectory will be different. If this is aeroplane moving in this direction, then the motion will be this, and this is parabola that you were talking about. Because at this point, the object, according to Newton's first law of motion, the object will keep on moving if it is released. Now there is no force acting on it, so it will keep on moving with this same horizontal velocity ux. This velocity will be constant for the, see, I'm concerned only about my packet, not about anything. Packet is released, and at that time the packet velocity and aeroplane velocity will be same. So it was, aeroplane was moving horizontally, so vertical velocity was 0 and horizontal velocity only was there, and there is no force acting on it. So force is equals to 0, force is equal to ma, so a will also be 0 in the horizontal direction. So ax will be 0. So the only force acting is gravitational force, that's in y direction. So only ay, that is equals to minus g, and here as the motion is starting directly downward, so we will be taking as plus g here in this case, because we are taking this direction as positive direction. So students, it will be traveling this distance, but whether it is coming down, so because only one force acting on it, that is gravitational force. So whether it is coming this way, they are going to hit the earth, assuming the air friction to be 0. So they are going to hit the earth with the same time. So time will remain same in both the cases. Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
So assumption, no assumption is required, because we are concerned only with the vertical motion. So what the horizontal velocity of the aeroplane was, it doesn't matter actually, right? So, but we know that, so it means that vertical velocity, initial vertical velocity was 0. And as we are studying only vertical motion, so you can write it as u is equals to 0. And this motion, beginning motion is downward, so we are taking this direction as positive direction, downward direction. Yes. So after dropping through a distance of 40 meters, students, so this 40 meters, he opens the parachute. Now the parachute is opened and it decelerates at 2 meter per second square. So here its velocity was increasing. So there was some velocity v. I don't know what velocity it will be, but after 40 meter there was some velocity with which it was moving downward. But now, as he opened the parachute, he decelerates. Decelerates means there is air friction. So air friction, students, here two forces are acting on it. One is it an upward action because parachute is, means that's the force upward, and you have gravitational force which is acting downward. So you have two forces acting on it. That's gravitational force downwards. But as the acceleration is upward, that is 2 meter per second square, and that will be treated as negative because downward I am taking positive. So it means this force is greater than this force. Okay, so acceleration will always be in the direction of, because this is the formula, F is equals to ma. And student, this force is the net force always I talk about. So if there is only one force, that force is the net force. But if there are two forces, then this net force, and I told you the direction of acceleration and force will always be same. Okay, so it means the net force was acting in the upward direction. So you can take this force as the force due to the air resistance. So Fa. So this is F net. So F net is actually your Fa minus Fg. So that Fg is equals to the weight of the body. And this net will be your acceleration. So that's very important concepts we are studying through this question, students. Very important concepts. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Understanding the question?
Yes, sir.
So here at this point, acceleration is upward and acceleration is equals to minus 2 meter per second square. Okay, so forget the gravity thing here, because is this clear? Like when you have you understood this concept, student? If he reaches the ground with a speed of 2 meter per second, so this is your ground now. So here the velocity, so let us take this velocity as v dash. So this will be our final velocity. And this final velocity is 2 meter per second. So obviously it will be negative because it's in negative direction. How long is he in the air? So that's the total time we have to tell that from here to here. What is this time? So obviously we will taking this time as t1 and this time as t2. Okay. So what's the time? We have to find. He is in air, and at what height did he bail out from the plane? So this height also, students, we have to find. So this is h1 and this will be h2, or can we take it as only h? Okay, but of course here the acceleration was equals to 9.8 meter per second square. So obviously these are two different cases because acceleration is different. So we use those equations of motion when the acceleration is constant, but here the acceleration is changed. So you have to use these cases separate equations. Have you understood why separate equations, students? Because those equations are on the basis of acceleration is constant, and here your acceleration is changing. Acceleration changing means either the magnitude change or the direction change. So vector, in vectors, either the magnitude or the direction, if any of the thing changes, we consider the vector as changing. Okay? And this height is already given to us. So h1 we need not to calculate. This is already 40 meter plus 40 meter. Okay? So dropping students, simple thing, we need to find T1. What is T1? We have the formula. Yes. Which formula you are going to use? Keep your formula sheet with you, right? Yes. What are the three formulas we have derived for the downward motion? So these are the three formulas. V is equals to gt, h is equals to half gt square. You know h, right? You can find t.
Yes.
What's the problem? So students, keep the formula sheet along with you, and after some time you will be able to remember the formulas. Okay. Okay. So simple case, this case 1, body drop downward, and this is 40 meters. And so h equals to
40.
half gt square. So 40 is equals to half into 9.8 into t square. So this is T1, right? So what's your T1 comes out to be? So T1 is equals to under the root 80 upon 9.8. And this way, if you solve it, students, it will come out to be 2.86 seconds. So this T1 I know, H1 I know. Now my target is to find T2 and H2, right?
Yes.
And this acceleration is constant. And that is why we can use the equations of motion. Now you have a case, downward motion, but here you cannot use these shortcuts because already you have some velocity over here. So the velocity is attained. So how much is the velocity attained? Let us find the velocity also here after t1 seconds. So v is equals to u plus at. So u is 0. So v is equals to 80, right? That is gt. Is this clear? So two shortcuts we are using. So g is 9.8 into time is 2.86. So what's the velocity? Velocity will comes out to be 28 meter per second. So that's your velocity. So now your velocity here is initial velocity. So this final velocity will become initial velocity. Now case second. So this was case 1, this one, and this is your case second. So case second. So u equals to, and we have taken downward direction, motion as positive direction. So u equals to 28 meter per second. We know u. What else do you know? You know a, that is 2 meter per second square. So forget g here. Okay, forget g. G and a is the same thing. Either e, either a or g. So because the upward force is more, so if you want to tell g will always be minus 9.8. But upward is, it is plus 9.8. But upward, the force due to upward, that the acceleration due to that is 11.8. So what's the net? Net is upward, right? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have taken the impact of gravity, and after that it is minus 2. Means its speed will decrease, right? Because you want him to reach the earth with slower speed, or you want him to hit the earth just like the stone is hitting the earth.
That's
If
last week.
yes, okay. So good question. So any other information you have? Yes, I have another information also. That is V when it is hitting the ground, and that V is equals to. So students, if you were taking this case A, then this V was positive, but here downward direction. So in second case, so it will, we are taking all the direction as positive. So this acceleration was upward. So we're taking negative. U is downward, positive, and this V is also downward. So
2
taken,
meter per second.
yes, taken positive. Is this clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Now find the H2. So H2 is equals to UT plus half AT square. But you don't know T here, so what formula you will be using? V square minus U square is equals to 2AS.
Yes, sir.
So V square is equals to 2 square minus U square is equals to 28 square, and that is 2 into acceleration minus 2 and H. So that will comes out to be, so 2 plus A square minus B square. So A plus B 30 into A minus B minus 26 divided by 2 into minus 2. So this minus minus will cancel out. And this 2, it will be 15, and this 2, it will be 13. So 15 into 13, it will be 195. Am I right? 150 plus 45. 195 meters, students.
Yes, sir. 195.
So that's your H2, right?
Sir, it should be 205 meters.
Yes, how 205? 15 into 13. So 13 I can write at 10 plus 3. So 15 10 the 150 plus 15 3 the 45. That's 195. Always do the calculations with distributive law. Okay. आपका कैसे? How have you got the other answer?
Sir, 13 5 the 75, 13 1 the 13 and 7 carry over. So 205.
13 5 the 65. So 13 1 the 13 and 6. 13 and 6 is 19.
Okay.
Now you have to find the time. So V is equals to U plus AT. Yes. So V is equals to 2. U is equals to 28. A is equals to minus 2. So what will be your time? 13 seconds. Absolutely correct. So this time is your 13 seconds. So that will be your T2. So now your total height H is equals to H1 plus H2. So that's 40 meter plus 195 meter. So this comes out to be 235 meters, and total time is equals to T1 plus T2. That comes out to be 2.86 plus 13 seconds, and this will comes out to be 15 point. So 15.86. Yes. Done, students?
Yes, sir.
Good.